stories for you. Before that, two clarification words. In the previous video, I spoke on Asayas Ahverki's interview and Geta Choreda's tweet in which he accused Asayas Ahverki of trying to dismantle ethnic federalism in Ethiopia. People said, Sajid, you're towing the line of Asayas Ahverki. You people know who have been watching me since the start of this war about my views regarding Asayas Ahverki. You know that I always say that Eritrea is one of the repressive governments in this region. My consistent position. But I have a position about ethnic federalism as well. I think the governments should not be formed, regions should not be formed along ethnic lines. Yes, you have every right to be a Tigrayan, Oromo, whatever your ethnic identity is. But this ethnic identity should have nothing to do with the running of the government. Tigrayans have all rights in Tigray, but if you impose a strict sort of ethnic federalism, then Tigrayans living in Amhara, Amharas living in Tigray, Oromos living in Amhara, Amharas in Oromia, they'll face problems. That is what is happening. I am not saying that Ethiopia should have one culture, one language, one religion. No, no. Every group has a right to have a culture, religion, their traditions, their values. That is what the world is about, diversity. But what I'm saying is that this ethnicity must not have anything to do with the running of the government. Regions should not be created along ethnic lines. Ethiopia has dozens of ethnic groups. If you start creating regions along ethnic lines, there'll be regions and regions in Ethiopia. That is what my point is. It does not mean that I am backing Asayas Ahverki's way of ruling. Now, two news stories, viewers. Firstly, Jawar Muhammad, newly released Oromo politician, is still quiet. No words from this leader, no statement. What is he up to? Is he because he was released as a result of a deal? Is he planning? Is he working on something? Why is he silent? And secondly, viewers, Ogaden National Liberation Front, ONLF, opposition party in Somali region of Ethiopia, has released a statement. The president of this party has spoken about upcoming national dialogue. The party has laid out some preconditions for the start of national dialogue. What are these preconditions, demands of ONLF? Firstly, viewers, Jawar Muhammad. 72 hours ago, Jawar Muhammad, Bakile Garba, Hamza Burana, other Dejine Tafa, other Oromo leaders were set free. Since then, there is complete silence. Jawar, no Facebook posts from Jawar, no tweets from Jawar, no appearance so far on social media or on mainstream media. What is he doing? Does he want to remain silent? Is he working on something? We're seeing Skandar Naik, that he's active. He's giving interviews. He met with some prisoners in Addis Ababa yesterday. Why is Jawar silent so far? I am waiting for Jawar's views about 3 points. We want to hear him speak about OLA. Firstly, Oromo Liberation Army. What are his views about OLA now after having been released? Firstly. Secondly, what are his views about Ethiopian PM Abiy Ahmed? Does he recognize him as a duly elected leader of Ethiopia for this term? Does Jawar party recognize Ethiopian PM Abiy Ahmed and the election which resulted in his re-election? Thirdly, we are waiting for the statements of Jawar about ongoing Ethiopia-Tigray conflict and national dialogue. What do they suggest? Are they in support of TPLF's participation in the upcoming dialogue? Will OFC be part of this national dialogue? So, Jawar, Bekle Garba, Hamza Burana, these Oromo leaders, their views, their statements are very important for the political future of Ethiopia. That is why we are waiting for Jawar to speak, for Bekle Garba to speak. What is going to be their next political strategy? If they remain silent, it means that they struck a deal to remain silent. That is why they are silent. But I think what we have heard is that they're working on something and they'll come up with statements, plans in coming days. Secondly, viewers, Ogaden National Liberation Front, ONLF, its president, Abdurrahman Mahdi, has spoken about upcoming national dialogue in Ethiopia. The party, which was an armed group, fought for several years. Then it started its political struggle, is in opposition in Somali region. It has laid out some preconditions, you can say, for national dialogue. Firstly, ONLF says that there must be a neutral third party in the upcoming national dialogue. A very difficult demand to be met. Who will be the third party? I don't know. Secondly, the party says that the agenda of the national dialogue, it must be made by all stakeholders, and all legitimate stakeholders must be part of this dialogue. And thirdly, it says that there must be independent implementation mechanism. So the decisions of the national dialogue, they must be implemented, and the decisions must have implementation force behind them. And lastly, it said there must be a mechanism for damages. The damages, the harms caused by Ethiopian government, there must be a mechanism that the aggrieved parties must receive damages for the harms caused. As national dialogue is approaching, demands are growing. Now, it would be the test of Ethiopian political class. Is it mature enough to make a new start? Ethiopian politicians will be tested in coming days in this national dialogue. It's an opportunity for them to make a new start. That is why I say that OLA, TPLF, other armed groups too, they must be made part of this dialogue. It should be taken as a new beginning for Ethiopia. But the demand that a third party should be there, how will it be met? I don't know. I'll update you about this national dialogue in coming videos. Thanks for watching.